Hello guys. In this video we will talk about the 2011 movie, Homeless with a Shotgun. A nameless bum, in search of a better life, arrives on a freight train to the City of Hope, which does not live up to its name at all, because chaos and lawlessness reign in it. One day, while walking around the city in search of something valuable, a homeless person notices a man with a sewer manhole around his neck. This man asks passersby for help, and says that he is being pursued and they want to kill him. Everyone scaredly avoided the man, avoiding unnecessary problems. He noticed a homeless man and decided to ask for help from him, but the homeless man, looking around, began to move away, because of which his trash cart was knocked down by the local crime boss Drake, who controls the entire city. He hunted a man with a hatch around his neck and was accompanied by his sons Slick and Ivan. The man with the hatch is named Logan and is Drake's brother. Relatives did not share something among themselves and now Drake wants to deal with his brother. The whole trio catches the unfortunate man and throws him into the sewer hole. Logan begged passersby for help, but no one dared intervene. Bloodthirsty Drake makes people watch his sons kill their uncle. A man puts barbed wire on his brother, tied to the car in which Slick is located. Drake gives the command, and his son moves off, thereby tearing off the poor fellow's head. Drake explains to all passersby that this can happen in the city to anyone he does not like. After the brutal murder, Drake leaves with his sons. The homeless man is surprised by such cruelty and does not understand why lawlessness reigns in the city. He goes to a local flea market and spots a $49.99 lawnmower. The lawnmower is his dream. A man wants to open his own business and mow lawns. But so far, he cannot accumulate the required amount. A homeless man writes on a piece of cardboard about helping him buy a lawnmower. Only one passerby threw a change, and the rest passed by or mocked him. Realizing that it is useless to ask, the bum decides to leave, but suddenly notices one of the sons of crime boss Slick, who is driving up to one of the arcade clubs. He decides to follow him and also enters the club. Inside, a homeless man witnesses more atrocities. The attacking elite of the city mock the helpless citizens, killing and maiming them. All atrocities are accompanied by stormy laughter from the criminals. Slick spots a young guy named Otis. He reminds the young man of the debt, but the guy did not have such a large sum. Therefore, Slick and his brother Ivan begin to beat him, but a girl of easy virtue, named Abby, stood up for Otis. Slick is not going to tolerate interference and invites her to retire. The guy is going to kill her, but a bum comes to the aid of the girl. He knocks out the bastard with the sock he keeps his coins in and decides to take Slick to the police station. The man brings Slick's body to the station and asks him to call the chief of police. In the interrogation room, a conversation begins between the homeless man and the police chief, during which the homeless person begins to understand that the entire police force of the city is corrupt and is under the control of Drake. Ivan and Slim enter the room. They beat the homeless man and cut out the inscription "trash" on his chest with a knife. After that, they throw it in a dumpster and remind them that the city belongs to them. A homeless man turns to Abby for help. The girl decides to pay tribute and helps the man. She treats his wounds and offers to spend the night at her house. They begin to talk on different topics, thanks to which they become closer. The next morning, the bum leaves a thank you note and leaves Abby. A man goes to a street cameraman who pays money to the homeless to do his errands on camera. Along the way, the man notices a boy who was kidnapped by an unknown person in a Santa suit and continues on his way to the cameraman. The homeless person is asked to break a bottle on his head and then eat the glass. A man fulfills all the requests of sadists and receives money. Now he finally has enough money to buy a lawnmower. He goes to the store, and is already a millimeter away from his dream. But suddenly a trio of scumbags burst into the store with the intention of robbing. They threaten the owner and his family with weapons in order to get money from the cash register as soon as possible. The homeless man assesses the situation and understands that there are too many violent criminals in this city, and since the police are not engaged in their capture, he decides to act by his own methods. He sees a shotgun on the wall of the store, for the same price as a lawnmower. The vagabond's visor falls, and he starts shooting all the raiders. From that moment on, a homeless person takes on the role of a local vigilante and kills all criminals, both small and large. He kills a street cameraman who forced him to eat glass, a pimp, a pedophile, and every other criminal in the city. They begin to write about him in newspapers and talk on television. The bum becomes a local legend and a symbol of justice and hope. Drake does not like this, because now the focus is not on his person. He instructs his sons to remind the townspeople that they are the masters of the city. Ivan and Slick take a flamethrower and set the school bus on fire, along with the kids on it. When this incident is covered live on the local TV channel, Drake and his sons appear in the frame and convey a message to all the inhabitants of the city. He says that if the locals do not kill all the homeless people in the city, then the same thing will happen to their children, which happened to the unfortunate children on the school bus. Residents of the city, in fear for their children, start hunting for the homeless and kill all the homeless in the city. The city police are also joining the locals. One of the cops on patrol spots Abby and decides to take advantage of her. The bum comes to the aid of the girl again. He kills the rapist, which attracts the attention of a mob of armed men who prey on the homeless. Abby hides the man in a cart, and because of this, people do not notice him. They go together to Abby's house, but Otis notices the couple and informs Slick about what he saw. At this time, the bum and Abby decide to leave the city in search of a better life. They are packing their things, but suddenly Slick and Ivan burst in. Ivan starts to fight with the homeless man, and his brother attacks Abby and starts sawing her neck. Homeless fights off Ivan and takes Slick hostage. As soon as a shotgun barrel is pointed at him, he immediately becomes obedient and begins to cry. All his severity, determination and coolness immediately disappear. The bum kills Slick by shooting him in the groin with a shotgun, and takes Abby to the hospital. Ivan, frightened, leaves for his father. Slick manages to call Drake and tell him what happened. Drake summons two of his mercenaries, Slasher and Crusher, who are known as Plague. They are completely covered in armor and therefore are not at all afraid of shots. At this time, doctors are fighting for Abby's life. They revive the girl, and she regains consciousness. The bum is at this time with her. He gave her plucked flowers and is going to leave to continue the war with the criminals of the city, but then Plague breaks into the hospital and during a short skirmish, they kidnap the bum and take him to Drake. Abby decides to save him. She takes a shotgun left by a homeless person and breaks into a store where she creates a makeshift shield from a garbage can, which she modifies with a lawnmower blade. Then he persuades the locals to fight against Drake and goes to help the homeless. Drake is going to execute the bum in the same way as his brother Logan. He is already throwing a rope over the bum's head, but then Abby appears and takes Ivan hostage. She threatens to kill him if Drake doesn't let the bum go. He says that he does not consider Ivan his son and personally kills him. Crusher attacks Abby, and Slash has already started his bike and is about to behead the bum, but Abby defeats Crusher and manages to cut the rope in time. The girl did not have time to pull out the bum, and Drake attacks her, wanting to cut the girl's head with her own shield, but Abby substitutes her hand. Sharp blades tear her arm to the elbow. All that remains is a protruding part of the bone, with which she plugs Drake, then helps the homeless get out. The homeless man grabs a shotgun and approaches Drake, intending to finish him off. At this time, the police arrive and surround the man. And the police, in turn, are surrounded by the townspeople, who, inspired by Abby's speech, no longer intend to tolerate the arbitrariness of crime and police inaction. The bum promises to meet Drake in hell and kills him. The police kill the homeless, and the townspeople kill the police. This is where the movie ends. That's all guys for today. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a new video. Thank you for watching.